Hello and welcome back to Acts with Ashley, the reflective series on the Acts of the Apostles. This week I'll be continuing to reflect on a few verses from chapter 4. Acts chapter 4, verses 32 to 37. Now the whole group of those who believed were of one heart and soul, and no one claimed private ownership of any possessions, but everything they owned was held in common. With great power the apostles gave their testimony to the resurrection of the Lord Jesus, and great peace was upon them all. There was not a needy person among them, for as many as owned lands or houses sold them, and brought the proceeds of what was sold. They laid it at the apostles' feet, and it was distributed to each as any had need. There was a Levite, a native of Cyprus, Joseph, to whom the apostles gave the name Barnabas, which means son of encouragement. He sold a field that belonged to him, then brought the money and laid it at the apostles' feet. Luke tells us how the first disciples cared for each other. They showed love for each other, not just through words, but through their actions. They were not forced to sell their possessions, but willingly did so to provide for those in their community that had need. Luke reiterates that the point of the church was to give testimony to the Lord Jesus. The reason it exists is to proclaim Christ's resurrection and the good news of his coming kingdom. When Luke tells us that everything was laid at the apostles' feet, he is telling us that the early believers were offering these things to God. Then we get the introduction of Barnabas as an example of the sorts of things believers were doing and offering to God.